outrun them!
We might! In that quad jumper!
Hey, we need a pilot!
We've got one!
What do you say about a woman who is breathtakingly gorgeous and outstandingly talented? Well, you just say that we're talking about the undisputedly charming British actor Daisy Ridley, or Rey from Star Wars. Welcome to WatchTop10.com, and today's video is all about the super famous Star Wars actor, and we are here to tell you 10 things you did not know about Daisy Ridley. Watch this video till the end because the last point is going to be a major surprise for you. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for updates. Number 10. The London girl was born in a fancy neighborhood in West London as the youngest of 5 gorgeous sisters. Daisy Ridley grew up in Meadowvale, London, although she totally brushes off the notion of being a little rich girl, which she totally was while growing up.
Hello!
Hello, Daisy.
Hi!
She said in one of her interviews, "We're described as living in one of the most exclusive roads in London. Everyone else is very fancy around us, but our house was the rickety one on the street. Whenever I get picked up for a job, everyone goes, 'Oh, this used to be a dump.' But sorry girl, we're not convinced you weren't born rich."
Look at him. He always has to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
Number 9. Daisy Ridley was described as a tomboy throughout her childhood, and she is not cool with it. In the past, Ridley would describe herself as a tomboy, but no longer. She very clearly said in an interview, "I now have an issue with the word tomboy. Why has there got to be a boy in it?" I was like, hold on, you're saying a little girl is actually like a boy just because she likes to be active? In terms of energy, I would say I do have a very strong masculine energy as well as a feminine, but I was a girl. I am one. Since we're talking about her childhood, I must also tell you that she was very seriously mischievous. And in an effort to keep Ridley busy, her mother had to put her in a boarding school. She said in one of her interviews that I was naughty at primary school, but if I was occupied, I was just fine. At Tring Park School for Performing Arts in Hertfordshire, she actually enjoyed the structured 12 hours a day. Number 8. She is an anti-elitist and really not a huge fan of the royal family. Fans out there need to know that this girl talks practical, and while she may have a point, I'm afraid there's not much anyone can do about the high-end extravagant culture. She wasn't shy to say in one of her interviews that here's the thing, I'm going to tell you something so shocking for Americans but not for Brits. I don't massively care about the royal family. I am not a royalist. Buckingham Palace is great, but it's an unused building, isn't it? The other day, there was a story that the Queen uses 6 rooms in the palace. 6? How's that a good thing? It's prime real estate. But you know what? After saying those kind of things publicly, you actually can bump into the royal family and it can be super awkward. That's exactly what happened with Daisy Ridley. Prince William and Prince Harry decided to visit the sets of Star Wars, where Daisy was the one assigned to give the royals a tour of the whole set. It was interesting but definitely awkward after saying those kind of things publicly.
Was going to quite an expensive gym and I was a bartender.
Number 7. Daisy Ridley's last job before Star Wars was a bartender. The 27-year-old actress said that she worked behind the bar at London pubs in her early 20s, only stopping around the time when she landed her breakout role ahead of 2015's Star Wars. When Ridley was announced as the star of that film in April 2014, she had previously only landed small roles in short films and UK television shows like Casualty and Mr. Selfridge.
This is the store I've been telling you about. This
is suffragists.
Let's go shopping!
Aside from landing the occasional small acting role, at the time Ridley was earning a minimum wage. The minimum wage in the UK for workers over the age of 21 was £6.5 per hour, which isn't much at all. We are proud of her now for having a net worth of over $6 million of her own. You are goals, girl. Number 6. Daisy Ridley suffers from endometriosis and she isn't holding back while talking about it. Ridley is one of the many women out there who suffer from endometriosis. In short, it is when the tissue that is supposed to line the uterus starts growing in other places. This is a very serious problem because the endometrium will still thicken, break down, and then start bleeding even when it isn't the uterus, meaning that it will cause further complications because it will have nowhere else to go. Brave Daisy also suffered from low confidence because of the diagnosis. This was following the time of the diagnosis when she was still at the age of in part. This was because it was followed by acne. She's a brave woman who stepped up and spoke about it at large, convincing women to embrace their insecurities and rising above them with conviction and faith.
Go away.
Number 5. Her accident on the sets of Star Wars was a close call. Sparks flew when she was filming, literally. While filming for Star Wars, there was one day on set when some sparks went off around her, and one went down her back and burnt her a little bit. It was scarier than it was physically painful. But she took a minute, shook it off, and then they were back up and running within 15 minutes. That's the kind of attitude you'd find amongst people who are there to work, as opposed to superstars who have their diva fits at the tiniest sight of a fly.
I feel something.
You feel it?
Yes, I feel it.
That's the force.
Really?
Wow, it must be really strong
Oh,
with
I've
you.
never felt any... Ow!
Number 4. In 2017, Ridley, her mother, and her sister were followed in their car by a fan in New York, and it was creepy and a half.
And he's coming at me and I'm running backwards up a hill. Terrifying. That was absolutely terrifying. So that is the most frightening.
Ridley had to get her family members out of the car, but the stalking did not stop there. She was then followed into her hotel lobby by the same stalker. Oh God, that already sounds horrific. She said in an interview, "He's a really big guy, so physically he's scary. And I was alone, and it was the middle of the night. So I started shouting at him because I was scared." Poor Ridley had to get therapy after that happened, so I'm assuming it was pretty intense on her. Other than that as well, she's had to deal with more unpleasant experiences that came with the fame. She said in another interview, "We went to a wedding recently, and it was uncomfortable for me because people were really rude. They didn't act like normal human beings. We actually feel awful about that, Daisy, and we hope you're soon able to find your peace with your recently acquired amazing fame."
Although my dog is completely nonplussed.
Number 3. Ridley has a deaf and blind dog named Muffin, who was spotted a few times on Instagram while Ridley still used the app. Fans now have to search harder for any info or pics on the elusive rescue dog. What you do need to know about this stunning British actor is that she is a 100% dedicated mommy. She even asked her fans to pray for a speedy recovery of her Labrador retriever after his risky surgery. They say people who are into pets are generally more kind-hearted. Number 2. Daisy Ridley is going to be a psychologist really soon. She's even signed up for a social sciences degree program for next year. The primary reason why she wants to go ahead with this is that she feels people go through awful points in their life and they can really benefit by talking about it. However, she does worry about getting too involved considering she is very emotional, and this is a line of profession that must be completely detached from her feelings. But that doesn't mean she won't be seen in Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway, which is expected to be released anytime in March 2020. Number 1. Daisy Ridley's spiritual tattoo on her right thigh.
Well, and you actually have a star tattoo on your foot, right?
Yes.
Was that pre-Star Wars? Is that just a
Yeah,
weird
that was when I was
coincidence?
15.
15?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Breaking all the rules.
There's a triangular tattoo located on her upper right thigh, which featured a line running through the center, represents the symbol alchemy. The upward-facing triangle with a line through it symbolizes in alchemy the element of air. And for believers in the archaic pseudoscience, it can indicate a spiritual awakening. Wait, there are 3 more tattoos. Each one of them have a meaning. The tattoo right above her torso is a symbol of a star in a cyclone, and this one is in solidarity for her family. She took help of the most famed tattoo artist in the United States, Dr. Wu, for this one. There's one on the back of her ear that's a peace sign. Last but not the least, on her left foot, she got 3 outline stars done when she was 15. It didn't really mean anything as it was just teenage rebellion and her family was not okay with it, but they couldn't do much about it either. Well, we can't resist saying that Daisy Ridley is one of her kind, and she is what good luck and hard work teamed up looks like.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.